Good morning, traders. So far this morning, I have us rejecting resistance at 5 a.m. on SPY. So if we were to come back up around the 570, slightly over 570, that's probably a decent short entry area. So be very mindful of that, knowing that 570.50 above that, you would be stopping out somewhere around the 570.50 area to stop out in that area on the short side. So be very mindful of that. But that's my primary thesis this morning, early on this morning. We have a potential sell on SPY. Qs, on the other hand, not so much. Yeah, okay. Qs. 1 second. Qs are a little bit different. So we're building structure here to the upside here on the Qs this morning. If we could start accepting prices below 483-ish, right around 483, a little bit higher possibly, 483.10. If we can start building structure below that, then that's possibly a short. But right now, the structure is still quite supportive for the bullish side. So be very mindful of that. Ideally, what we're trying to do here is break 481.70. Okay, 481.70. So we did break it yesterday, early in the AM, but during the cash session, we could not take it down below that. So be very mindful though. So this is a potential tradable low on the Qs from yesterday. So we're actually trading against this candle right here, a possible tradable low on the Qs. So be very mindful of that. The bias right here, right now, should be to the bullish side on the Qs. Okay, the Russell here, guys. So we had this breakout of this head and shoulders, and now the IWM is trying to decide whether or not this breakup is a valid breakup or to break back down here. This prior swing high, very important here. We're fighting that this morning. This represents the call wall from last week. We're continuing to trade above that call wall. They're trying to build that as some new support. So technically, right here, right now, since we're above the 221, above 221, this is technically a bull flag, and closer to 221, you buy the dip in theory. Okay, so be quite mindful of that. I mean, this is a potential buy the dip on that until we start losing 221, and then all bets are off. So be mindful of that. If you can get a price close to 221 this morning and see if it's defended, you can maybe risk something, just know where your stop is. So I'm using my counts to draw my lines right there. If you go down, I have a 2-hour up right now. If you go down to the 30-minute, these are 9 counts right here on the 30-minute. We're currently trading above that. So this is actually showing us we should be looking to buy the dip on Apple on the 30-minute. That's what we're seeing right here, right now on Apple. So be mindful of that. Microsoft, really ugly. It's just not catching any type of bid, even right here, right now on the 30-minute. So basically, we really need to get back above the 436.60 to be. So we're just walking down here on Microsoft. So be very mindful of that. Hasn't broken critical support yet. Down in this area, these are critical supports from last week. They are still holding, but just be very mindful of what's going on here. Prices do need to go higher to, even on the 30-minute here, to make it a valid long candidate. Okay. Okay, guys. AMD, as long as it holds above the 156, it is a long. So heads up on that. NVIDIA found resistance on the 30-minute, falling back down. We're starting a brand new quarter with an impressive annual gain on NVIDIA. NVIDIA continues to see sell side pressure here, so be very mindful of this. So really having a lot of trouble gaining any ground whatsoever with NVIDIA. And NVIDIA being such a large market cap, this is something we definitely have to keep in the back of our minds. We've had some massive dark pool trading happening this week so far. So yesterday it was really massive. So be very mindful of what's going on here. There's some people possibly getting nervous up here. Tesla is actually breaking out. Ideally, if it were to come back down, back test 250, it is still a viable dip. Heads up on that because we broke above the 9 count as well. So technically, above 250 is still a viable dip. So if we were to come down to 250, you can try to buy it at the 250, and if you know where your out is, if you're wrong. Okay. Ideally, Tesla would be the next target is 260 on Tesla. Okay. So I really don't like to chase it here, but ideally, if we could come back down to 250, that'd be great. Google, that's really kind of acting weak here. So I'm still targeting these lower price targets here, but I do want to point out here on the 30-minute we are hanging above support. So basically the pre-market low. If we start losing the pre-market low, that's actually a 9 count. If we were to start losing that, then that would actually open the door for lower prices. So just remember this here at 7 o'clock on the 30-minute. That's a very important candle. You can put an alert right there. If we start losing that, then it's probably good to go for the short side, possibly new week lows here if this thing were to start breaking that. Meta, I'm actually looking to the bearish side right here. It rejected already this morning immediately. It's looking like a bearish pattern. Your first target would be the 560.80. Okay, so it's almost $4 down. Potential $4 down would be your next target here for Meta. So heads up on that. Amazon, we're heading into resistance here on Amazon. You could possibly short right there, thinking that resistance would hold. So 194 possible short if you're thinking that resistance holds today. So heads up on that. That's probably going to be a tradable setup early on this morning. See if that plays out or not. XLF and KRE really got destroyed yesterday. We're breaking some critical supports early on this morning. Be very mindful. This is not a very good chart pattern here. Financials, they could drag the entire market down, but financials, in my opinion, are not looking healthy at all. On the 30-minute, we're already on an 8 count, so this could all change going into 9:30. See, so in half an hour, we'll have a 9 count in. Maybe that could change after that. So, but initially right here, we'll see what happens. KRE. So KRE is looking pretty bad too. So we're right at major support, weekly support here on the regional banks. So basically, both the banks have come down to major weekly support. They haven't really fallen out of bed yet, but they definitely got something we got to keep on watch. Really want to keep 703.50 here on Netflix. Above that, it's bullish. Heads up on that. XLI breaking out of a 9 count to new all-time highs early on this morning. This is not something that I would try to fade. So industrials look very strong this morning for new all-time highs this morning. So heads up on that. Industrials very possibly could be putting in new all-time highs. We do have a call wall up at the 135 area, probably going to hit this week. Materials gapping up this morning. Healthcare, which is a defensive area, continuing to go lower here. It seems to be early in the count, starting a new count lower. This is a bearish chart pattern. So healthcare does look like a continuation to the downside on healthcare. XLU, we did complete a 9 count on the 30 minutes, so be careful on the shorts. IYT completed a 9 count trying to do a relief rally. It's starting to come back down again. Probably going to revisit these lows. So transports are not possibly looking weak right out of the gate. Completed a 9 count on the consumer discretionary. We're breaking out this morning. Be mindful of that. Consumer discretionary breaking out. I don't remember if I talked about Amazon or not. Okay, consumer discretionary is breaking out. This is probably a very dangerous short. So be very mindful if you do something like this at the highs. You want to be sized appropriately because you do have a consumer discretionary, which Amazon is the biggest holding. It is breaking out this morning to new all-time highs. So be very mindful of that situation. Consumer staples. It's a bearish side of trend. Retail. Okay, it looks like a yeah, no. Looks like we might be ending an up count here on the retail that would support the Amazon idea possibly. XLE breaking out. Okay, guys. So we are breaking out here on XLE. Energy's looking really good. We had a big deal this morning also on XLE. I was looking at Chevron yesterday. I may have missed Chevron's breaking up again. See, I was going to get at Chevron yesterday. They would have taken me out of the trade, and out here they're going again today. That's the only problem with these energy names. You really can't run stops because they'll mess around with you so bad on those names that just destroy the option holders. XLK, that's the technology sector. This is still actually bearish, so be very mindful of that. So that's on the 30-minute. I want to stay on the 2-hour if I'm going to do something like that. It's 2 hours, so it's bearish. So we've completed a 9 count. This here is our new resistance, so we really need to get above that to think we're going to be breaking out the count. And then we have another count right here. This one here is acting as our new support. So heads up on that. Bottom that candle. That's acting as our new support. So a break either side of this right here would give us a directional trade for our technology. That's how easy it's done, guys. Let's check Palantir since I got all my charts here. Breaking out. You can't stop that. Breaking out. Let me see if there's anything else on the things right here. This is Cisco. Wow, something's going on with Cisco. That's a breakout chart. Oh yeah, the China internet names. You can't really use the counts on these because of what's happening in the China internet. We do have on the 2-hour. Heads up, guys. On the 2-hour, we just completed a 9 count. So this might be fade the open. Be very mindful of that. A possible fade the open here on the China internet names. So I don't know if that's going to be the case. It's really dangerous whenever you have a 9 count already and trying to push it, continue to push it higher. That's Baba or some of the other ones. JD was on there earlier. JD. That's early in the count. Baidu. These are 2-hour counts, so I like these much better. Yeah, that's breaking out. I mean, that's even breaking out of these other levels. We're broke out here. Man, that's the stuff you don't want. It's way up here. I mean, Baidu could really run here, so be very mindful of that. I mean, your counts are putting you way up here now. Baidu, that's your first resistance right there. That might be a long out of the gate. Be very mindful of this. Damn it, 1 second. Okay, guys, there you go. So Baidu might be on the way to 98. So be very mindful of that. You don't want to short this. You don't not want to short that beast. Heads up on that. Uh, just my first. Oh, there's another 9 count right there. Okay, we're right into this 9 count. I'm sorry. Right there. So we might be into resistance. There you go. There you go. You got to break out above that. So maybe Baidu might be a short. Auto zoom. There you go. See, we're gapping right up into that resistance right there, right now on Baidu. Be mindful of that. Okay. JD. I already did that one. What's some other ones here? Oh, I was looking at Wynn Resorts because that has so much China exposure. And this morning we have a 9 count right here that we're trying to gap up above. Right there. We're trying to put some, that could be a potential topping. So be very mindful of that potential topping. Getting everybody suckered in long to bring us back down here. So be very mindful of that. Just a few little patterns I'm looking at here. Okay, thanks a lot. Please like the video, retweet me on Twitter if you can, and leave some comments below if you can. Appreciate it.